Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be doing another reading vlog, and I am just going to be mood reading. I am filming this intro after the fact because honestly I didn't know what I was in the mood to do, and at first I was going to do reading new books or new release books, and I did read a lot of new release books in this video. I started venturing out and reading whatever I felt like, so I was like, you know what, it's gonna be a mood reading video. And I have to say, I read a lot of books, a lot of good books at that. So I really hope you liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy. Hi, friends. So it is October 7th and Frida McFadden's new book came out. I am so excited about this one, and it's been a while since I've been really excited about one of Frida's books, but her last release, The Tenant, which I do have a reading vlog on, it was really good. It was one of my faves since for a long time, because a lot of her books were just like not hitting for me for a while, but I really liked that one. So when I heard about this one, and I heard a couple of my friends' reviews on the Arc, and they were saying how much they enjoyed it, and I said, okay, sold. I want to read it. So I got it on my Kindle, and Hoopla has the audio. I freaking love the library. So I have the audio ready to go. I got my Kindle ready to go. So let's dive into it. And I don't know much about this book. I'm going into this fairly blind. All I know is that we are following a woman named Casey. She lives in an isolated area in New Hampshire in a cabin, and there's a storm that's coming about, and she's in her house, and in her kitchen window she sees a young girl that is covered in blood, and she has a knife, and she's just not saying anything. She is not engaging in anything with Casey, and Casey's just like freaked out. And so I think some just sinister stuff starts happening. So I'm eager to read this. I'm so excited, and I'm in a huge mood to read a popcorn thriller. I just got to chapter 3, and so far I'm really liking the setup of the book. Our main character, Casey, she seems very snarky, and I like snarky characters, and because usually with Frida McFadden, she does a lot of like weak women characters, and I hate it. I hate that. So Casey seems different. She definitely seems like she has a spunk to her, and we're following straight from the first chapter. Her roof is like falling apart, and this storm is coming in, and she's worried that she's not gonna have a roof by the time the storm hits and stuff. So she tells the landlord, and apparently the landlord is just like a shitty landlord. He does not really fix anything in the house. He just gives her the runaround. He's like a gross person. He's literally like hitting on her. He's like, well, if you want to stay somewhere, if you're nervous about your roof falling, you can always stay with me in town, and we can warm each other up if we get cold. Like, super freaking disgusting. And he's a creep, and she's just like explaining like he has like yellow teeth, and he smells like an ashtray, and he's just being like really disgusting. And so he actually puts his hand around her, and she literally grabs his arm and does like a fighting move on him. Her dad taught her how to fight when she was a young girl, and she literally tells him, she's like, if you ever put your hands on me again, I'm gonna kick your ass. So our girl Casey knows how to throw hands, which I like. And so after she does that, he's, you know, obviously embarrassed. His ego was shut down, and he kind of threatens her. And of course, like all men, they always want to threaten the woman just because they got shut down, being petty. He's like, fine, I'll come back when the storm is over. And then he adds, if you survive it. And she's like, is he threatening me, or is he saying I'm not going to survive the storm? Is he going to hurt me, you know? So now we're like, okay, is this landlord our suspect number one? So it's giving, I like the atmosphere of it. Our main character, she's also very funny, and I do like that. I caught myself like giggling a few times from her inner dialogue. But yeah, so far that's pretty much where we're at. That's one thing I like about Frida's books. They read so easy. You don't have to put much thought into it. It's just a good time, and I'm just craving something to draw me in. Just got out of work, and I've been listening to The Intruder pretty much my whole shift. I am about 65% in. To be honest, I'm feeling very mid about it right now. I'm still engaged into the story. We were introduced to a second POV, and her name is Ella, and she's 13. She comes from a not so good household environment. She lives with her mom. She's never met her dad or knew who her dad was. She's kind of just sharing her story. Her mom is a huge hoarder, and she is a horrible person, to be honest. She's so vile. I am so tired of her, and the way she treats Ella is so bad. Like, she does not care about nothing. She has like rotten food in the house, so Ella has like no options to eat. There's like piles of garbage everywhere. The environment is very, very disgusting, and she's just not a good mom. She treats her like crap, and Ella is just, you know, she has like this trauma, and she gets bullied in school because she doesn't have nice clothes. She always kind of looks a little bit of a mess. Her mom doesn't buy her like new shoes or anything, so she has like old shoes from like years ago. So she's constantly getting bullied, and we're just like following her POV, I guess, in school and like her life. And although it is interesting, you know, it's not that I don't like her POV. It's just reading very young. Like, I feel like I'm reading a young adult book, and I don't like young adult. And I know Frida McFadden doesn't really have her books super dark or anything, but I don't know, it's reading a little too young in my opinion at the moment. But I just left off. We did get some leave off on like an interesting way. And the two POVs, I'm trying to figure out like how they're even connected, because there's like no connection as far as I could tell in the book on why are they talking about these two POVs. So I'm eager to see what the connection is between the POVs. So I might pick it back up. I'll see how I feel, but I want to watch a scary movie, so I'll see how I feel when I get home. Also, we haven't even heard back from the landlord. He never came back to the story as of right now. Like, so I thought he was gonna play a big part in the book, and he's like done. His 15 minutes of fame is over. I don't know if he's gonna appear towards the end, but as of right now, like, we haven't heard anything about him. It's just been Ella and Casey. So I was like, damn, I was pretty bummed out about that. I thought it was gonna be some more like ominous things happening, you know, like I just thought it was gonna be a lot more creepiness. I was hoping it was just gonna feel a little bit more darker, but yeah, I'm not getting that. I don't know. Honestly, this was just okay. I thought this was gonna be so much better. I mean, I liked how everything connected, and I enjoyed the connection between Ella and Casey, but it was still like, I don't know, it wasn't that twisty at all, really. It was engaging. It was just okay, and honestly, I think I'm just gonna settle on a 3-star. Wasn't bad, was not great. And yeah, I just wanted more thriller, you know? I wanted more like twistiness, and although it was just an okay read, yeah, it didn't blow my socks off. So I'm gonna set it on a 3-star. I feel like that itch is not scratched yet, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I'm gonna take a shower and get ready for bed, and I will check in with you guys when I know my next read. Good morning, friends. I did finish Frida McFadden's new book yesterday, The Intruder. I did give you my rating. I honestly, upon reflection, I think I am gonna bump it up to a 3.5. Although it wasn't as twisty as I wanted it to be, and it just wasn't my favorite book of Frida, I will say it was still entertaining. I did like how everything connected. It was just more of like a drama in my eyes versus like a twisty popcorn thriller. So it was leaning more so on the drama side of it versus just like that thrilling aspect. 3.5 stars. I still would recommend it, but it's just not my favorite from her. On to the next read. I just got a notification in my email that I received Caleb Stevens' new book, and I could not wait. When he announced it earlier this year that he was coming out with another book, I was like, oh my gosh, sign me up. We are friends, we are mutuals. And he actually just messaged me yesterday asking me if he can send me a physical copy of the book, and you guys already know I said yes. I can't wait to read that book. So I do have it downloaded on my Kindle, and then he's sending me the physical copy, so I should have that in the next few days or so. I did read If You Lie from him. So I did read this book by him, If You Lie, and I loved it. This was so fast paced, so like anxiety inducing. It is centered on a cruise ship, and it was just so thrilling. I really enjoyed this. I sped through this book. So yeah, if you haven't read this one, please read it. It was really, really good, especially if you like cult books. I don't really gravitate towards cult books, but this did it so well. I really, really enjoyed this one. So I am so excited to read his newest release, and it is called You'll Never Know. I actually read the first chapter yesterday, and I'm already liking the atmosphere of it. I'm really enjoying the vibes of it. So I have high hopes for this. So I am going to be reading this physically with my eyeballs, but I obviously work. So I always like to have an audiobook handy. So for my audiobook choice, I am going to try to finish You Don't Belong Here, or You Belong Here by Megan Miranda. Continue reading that because it's on my Libby, and I have like 3 days left to finish it because so many people are requesting that book specifically, and I don't want it to, I need to finish it before they take it from me, pretty much. And I only have like 8 hours left in the audio, so I can absolutely finish that today. So I'm gonna try to finish that one, and then I will give you guys an update on You'll Never Know. I am gonna start after I'm done with this Megan Miranda book because I cannot wait to read it. It's Dating After the End of the World by Geneva Rose. It just released September 30th, and I'm hearing such amazing things, and I love Geneva Rose. I read Home Is Where the Bodies Are. I have that on my shelf. I read that in the beginning of my reading journey, and I loved it. I think I rated it like a 4.5 stars. I loved it. It was so, so good. And then also read, oh my gosh, I'll put it on the screen. I'm totally blanking out of the name, but I enjoyed that one so much. And yes, a bit predictable, but still so fast paced and so compelling. I loved it. So I have high hopes for this one. Oh, and I also read her other release that was fairly new, and it was actually like not a rom-com. It was like coming of age type comedy book. Obsessed. I think I rated that one also 4.5 stars. So I like Geneva Rose's books. So I'm just like having high hopes for this one. It sounds very interesting. So let me tell you what Caleb Stevens' book is about first before I start like drifting off, because right now my brain with certain books, I have like 5 books that I want to read so bad, and my brain wants to venture out on all of them, but I'm trying to like pinpoint, like, no, we got to finish this book first. Stop venturing out. It's about a man. His name is Grant, and he's in a loving marriage. His wife is expecting a baby. Their life is really good, but one day his wife gets abducted in broad daylight, and there ensues a craziness, him trying to get her back, and he has like to solve these riddles in order to do so. So this seems like it's gonna be anxiety inducing like his other book. My nerves were like skyrocketing, so I feel like this is gonna give me the same feeling, which I love, and it just sounds like it's gonna be very fast paced. So that's what that book is about. And then Dating After the End of the World, oh my gosh, this is so fun. This is set in an apocalypse, and we are following a girl that her father, I believe, is like a prepper. Like he preps for the apocalypse. So the apocalypse happens, and he's like, we gotta go to our bunker. And so they go to the bunker, but in the bunker, he's trying to help all the neighbors, you know, all the friends or whatever. And in the bunker is also the girl's like rival. Like she doesn't like the boy that's in there, and they're just like butting heads. But then, you know, that probably happens to be a romance. So this is gonna be, it just sounds like it's gonna be a wild time, and it just sounds like it's gonna be really fun. So excited for that one too. So those are on my radar. Those are what I expect to finish in this video. So I will give you guys an update when I finish the Megan Miranda book, which is probably gonna be after work. I will check in with you guys then. Also, are any of you watching the new season of Love is Blind? Because bro, it is so messy. Oh my god, this season is so messy. You know what? I'm not that I'm starting to think. I've already always thought that the people that cast Love is Blind, they're just in it for the plot, bro. They're just in it for the drama. They don't even care if these people find love. They're just like, you know what? I think they're gonna like each other, but then I also think this is gonna they're gonna hate each other. And they're just doing it for the drama, because I'm eating this up. The part where I don't even know his name. The part where he started crying because homegirl didn't want to give it up to him because all the other guys got some. Disgusting. Right there, I would have packed my stuff and was out the door. I don't know how she stayed. I was like, girl, run, please. And then the other one, the guy that got too intoxicated, and he was just being a freaking mess. He is, I don't know, he's sketchy. He's sketchy, and apparently he's like in a cult or something. If you're watching this, please let me know, because I need to talk to somebody.
But it's not about spending money, it's more about spending time.
Just got one of my Libby holds, which is a new book. It's called You Don't Belong Here, or You Belong Here, but the don't is kind of faded, by Megan Miranda. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I've ever read a Megan Miranda book. So far, I'm an hour, almost 2 hours into the audio. I went into this kind of blind. All I know is that a mother is taking her daughter to college for the first time. But the college that her daughter chose to go to and got accepted was her hometown and was her college, her mother's college, when she went to college. So, but there was something that happened when her mother was in college, that her roommate did a crime. So I don't know what that crime is. I think someone passed away. Bring her daughter up, but she's also getting like her memory. So we're getting her mother's POV when she was in college, and then we're getting the mother's POV as she's 42 years old, dropping her daughter off to college. So far, I'm actually really enjoying this audiobook. It's really intriguing. She just received an ominous text message saying welcome home, and she hasn't been in her hometown, I think, ever since. So she's like, what the hell, like, who is that? So I'm liking the vibes of it, interested in seeing how the story, you know, unfolds. I do like the academic setting as well. I just realized our main character, the mom, she is actually a ghostwriter in present time, and I feel like I've been reading a lot of books with like ghostwriters in them, which is pretty cool. I mean, I like that trope, or I like that element to a book, so I'm not mad at it. I also like how in her name is Beckett, the mother. In Beckett's POV, we're also like in her inner dialogue, we're also learning, or we're also just, she's expressing how her daughter going to college, especially not in her where she lives, like around where she lives, so they have a few hours difference time wise, being far from each other, and just her trying to understand and cope with those feelings. And I can only imagine like my baby going off to college and him not being close to me in case he needed me. So like I can definitely relate to the feeling. Like I can't only imagine. Hi friends, I wanted to give you guys an update because I did finish You Don't Belong Here by Megan Miranda, and I have to say this was my first Megan Miranda book, and it's gonna be my last. I don't say that very often, but this book was a waste of time. Oh my gosh, it was so underwhelming. I felt like the beginning, maybe 30%, it definitely had me. I liked where it was going. It had some mystery to it. It also had like eeriness from the mysterious text messages that she was getting, very cryptic. But we could have went so much more into that, and I think it would have been better, but we didn't. And you know, pretty much the whole 50% of the book, we're looking for her daughter, and her daughter you know, went off to college. One night she calls her and she doesn't say anything. There's just like breathing on the phone, and then the line goes dead. So obviously the mom is nervous. She's like, what the hell? So she just drives over to the college to make sure her daughter's okay, because she's not answering the phone, not answering the text messages or nothing. She gets to the school. She doesn't see her daughter anywhere. Her roommate that lives with the daughter, she's like, she stopped staying here for a while ago. So that was all like, oh wow, like what's happening? Like I was liking that part. But then after, we're literally looking for her. They contact the police, where they're trying to figure out where she is. No one's heard from her. Her phone's not being answered. And we're pretty much looking for her through the whole, like, to like 50%. And then things happen. I don't want to say much. Things happen that were very underwhelming. Some of it was like, oh, interesting. This can go a totally really good way. Like it could make a turn for the best. And I just felt like it was very underwhelming. And the ending was just like, what? Like, that was the whole mystery behind her childhood in this town. Like, what happened to her in the past. It was just not it. It was not it. And when I posted on my Instagram stories, I had put what a waste of time with the book cover. And so many of my friends on there DM me and they're like, oh my God, me too. I thought I was the only one. Or like they've read multiple of her books and they were very underwhelmed by her books. And I was just like, yeah, see, it wasn't me. It was definitely the author. So I'm not going to read anything from her anymore. Honestly, I'm not. I rated it a 2-star. Yeah. And it was so long. Oh, God. Anyway, on to my next read, which is start Caleb Stevens' new book. And I give you guys a snippet of what it is about. I am about 30% in. And man, at first, I'm not going to lie. The beginning part, the first like 3 chapters, and what the synopsis says is that we're following obviously a husband and wife. She gets abducted this one day when they're about to go on a hike. I thought, if you ever seen the movie, and if I find it, I'll post it on the screen. I don't remember the name right now, but the movie has Gerard Butler in it, and pretty much his wife gets abducted, and it's the whole movie of him like going through obstacles trying to get his wife back. That movie was alright, but it was so like predictable, you know what I mean? So at first, reading this book, I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm kind of getting those vibes, and I'm like, I hope this doesn't go the way I think it's gonna go. So I'm hopeful because I love Caleb Stevens. I like his writing. I love his books. So I'm like, obviously I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm hoping for the best. After chapter 3, we get into a different POV. And it is a young boy. I believe he's 5 years old. And his living circumstances, where he lives with his parents, is not very good. It's very toxic. His mother is very like depressed because the father doesn't he's constantly losing his jobs. He drinks all the time. He's just like pretty much not taking care of his family, you know, financially. So the mother's always stressed out. She's always yelling. She's always making a scene. So we're following the young boy's POV, and he's just like, oh, mommy's always like this. Daddy's always like that. I wish they were just happy. I wish they would just love each other the way I love them. So it's very sad. It's like this poor little boy, you know? And we get that one POV of him. And then the next POV we get is a woman, and she is at a park, I believe, with her husband and son. And you have no idea what the connection is between all these POVs. You're just like, wow, it feels like different stories. Like we're getting different stories in one book. So that made it so interesting. And I couldn't even get my eyes off of reading. I was like, oh my, I need to know what the heck is going on. And why are we getting these different POVs from totally different like areas and just different circumstances? It is so engaging, so compelling, very fast paced, like so fast paced and so action packed, but also very like thought provoking, you know? Oh man, I am really loving it. And now I'm like, this doesn't feel nothing like what I thought in the beginning, like nothing like what I thought where it was going. Or I was happy about that. Just like freaking so excited to see where this goes. And on Goodreads, I guess the ARC readers, their reviews, I didn't read a lot of reviews. I just was like skimming, and this has like a 4.0 rating on Goodreads already, or 4.80. Very high rating on Goodreads, very good reviews. And I'm like, oh, now I'm seeing what people are talking about. Like, this is getting good. So yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that immersiveness. I'm feeling myself diving into the book, which is such a good feeling. So yeah, so far, so good. That's my updates for now. I'm at Target. I gotta get a few things, and I just kind of want to walk around, have a little me time, put on my audiobook, which is Somebody's Wife by Robbie Renee. Listen to this while I browse Target, and I'm just gonna go back home and relax and continue my book. Hi friends. I came back from my walk and took a shower, redid my makeup. I'm feeling so pretty, and I feel like it's just my hair, even though it's kind of already the waves are getting a little less curlier. I just still feel so pretty in this like waves. Been reading though, You'll Never Know. So yeah, we're just like thrown into the chaos, which is pretty cool. I love when a book just throws me into the story. Grant can't tell anyone, and he has to go to his Airbnb and wait for further instructions. And right before they abduct her, he's pleading. He's like, take me instead. I'll give you everything, my car, my wallet. And they're like, we don't want that. So like, it just makes me think like, okay, why are they doing this then if it's not for money? And I'm hoping, not for darker things. The stakes are very high, and you can feel the anxiety and the high stakes of it when Grant's racing to the Airbnb after the abduction, because he only has an hour to get to the Airbnb to wait for further instructions. So I like how the story is coming about. It's very fast paced. My nerves, they were just like yeah like on go. So I like how the book is being presented so early on. So I'm eager to keep reading. The chapters are super short. The writing is very easy to read, very digestible. So far, I mean, it's as expected. I loved his other books, so I know I'm gonna enjoy this one too. And I just want to keep reading to find out what the heck is happening. I am in my luteal phase, so that makes a lot of sense. I will be getting my period the next couple of days, and yeah, it was just not a fun time for me, so I just didn't record much. I was reading though, and I binged. When I tell you, binged this book. I just got my physical copy yesterday. So exciting. Thank you, Caleb. I love his book so much, and I rated this 5 stars. Last time I updated you guys, I was reading it on my Kindle, obviously, and this was going in a way where I thought I knew. I was like, oh yeah, I know this kind of story, this and that. This took so many twists and turns. I was at the edge of my seat. Like, as soon as I got to chapter, like, I don't even know, like 4 or something, it took a whole different turn. And it was like a thrill ride. I was just like, holy crap, what is going on? And I was asking myself so many questions, and I was so compelled to the story. And not only that, but we did get some queer rep in here, and we also got some autism rep. And if you don't know, I am an autism mommy, so that like resonated with me so much. My heartstrings were being pulled. And with that, and also with our female main character, because she has such a traumatic loss and she's trying to battle her grief. And oh man, it was heartbreaking. It was truly heartbreaking. But the rage, like blind with rage that she felt, and you just felt you have no choice but to feel for this female main character. And the story like the three POVs that we get and how they come together at the end, I was just like, wow, what an amazing story. So absolutely fast paced. Like, this is so fast paced. You are not going to be bored at all reading this book. Every chapter, you wanted to just keep turning the pages to figure out what was going on. I absolutely love Caleb's writing. It is so easy to just dive into and immerse yourself into the story. I just felt like I was watching a movie. There was so much action in this. There was like, it had every emotion, literally every emotion. And this is going to be released November 18th. So please put it on your TBR, pre-order it, whatever you gotta do. But just make sure you get this book, because for my thriller lovers, you will absolutely devour this, because this, oh, this story will stick with me for a long time. I just absolutely loved it. 5 stars, so good. Also, at the end of the book, when you finish, there is a bonus epilogue, and it's like a QR code. And when I put the QR code, I'll put a picture on the screen of the cover. It just tells you the story of the person that was doing all these horrible things after the fact. And there was something in the epilogue that related to his other book. So I just loved that aspect so much. I was like, oh my God, that was so like perfectly done. Like, it exceeded my expectations, which is always such a good feeling. For my next read, of course, I wound up getting like three books all at once on my Libby app, and they all sound very good. I've been hearing some great things about Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham. I have that one. It seems like a fairly short audiobook, so I am gonna start it to see if it's something I'm in the mood for. But I also have An Evil Premise. I saw a review on this before it released, and she sold me. She sold me. I was like, wow, that sounds so good. And of course, I just got the audio, so now I'm like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna do probably like a little chapter taste test to see which one grabs my attention more. I will let you guys know with my next check-in which one won. So I did finish Forget Me Not. I did choose that read. As soon as I started it, I was immediately gripped. I was immediately compelled. The narrator, that Stacey Willingham, I think this narrator, she also did her other book. I don't remember the name of the book, but I know she's done a couple of Stacey Willingham's books on audio. She does such a great job narrating her books. She's very animated in a good way, like a very relatable way, very real way, and it's such great storytelling. The story was really good. This had cult vibes, but it wasn't the cult part of it wasn't the whole story, which I really like, because I'm not one that gravitates towards cult books. But this one was so good. She's driving, she sees a farm that her sister used to go to before her disappearance, and she decides to just go and check it out and kind of just be in the memory of her sister. So when she gets there, she sees a man named Liam, and Liam tells her, she's like, oh, my sister used to come here, you know, on the summers and whatever. I just wanted to check it out and see, you know, the farm. And he tells her, you know, we pretty much help people find work, and they could stay there for free while they work on the farm. And she's like, wow, this is a great idea. I want to stay close to my mom in case she needs me, and there's really nothing for me back home at the moment, so this would be great, living for free, and I get to just, you know, learn about, you know, the farm and stuff like that, and kind of be in her sister's memory. So she decides to do it, but a whole bunch of things start happening. Secrets start being revealed, and after she starts staying at the farm, secrets start being revealed. She finds a notebook from 1983 or 1984 from a girl named Marcia, and in this notebook, or in this journal, is uncovering so many dark secrets. And Claire takes this time to kind of be an investigator, doing what she does best, which is journalism, and she tries to uncover some truths, and maybe leading up to her sister connecting to all of this. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. How everything connected was very satisfying, and yeah, I rated it 4-star. It was really good. I'm very happy. I was kind of nervous going into this book because I've read
3 Stacy Willingham books. Flicker in the Dark, which was my first one from her, that one was just okay in my opinion. I think that was more towards like beginner friendly. It wasn't my favorite. But the second one is the other cult book that I can't remember the name of right now. I'll put it on the screen. That one was really good. It did go away. I didn't think it was gonna go, but it was still good. Still not my favorite, but this one I think is gonna be my favorite from Stacey Willingham. I really enjoyed this story and just the ending of it. I'm about to go for my walk. I'm not sure what my next read will be. I will check in with you guys when I know.
This book is so good so far. Anything I knew going into this book was that we're following a girl, a woman named Amelia, and she catches her husband in the act, the cheating act, if you didn't catch my drift. And she decides to record him for proof, record them while they're doing the deed for proof, and she just bolts. She takes a flight to her hometown, or not her hometown, she takes a flight to her mom's house to like get away. And she's on her way to her mom's house, and we're also getting sprinkles of her childhood while she's on her way to the airport. I'm only on chapter 3, and already I can already feel this being such a good read, because our Fable main character, she is an author, and she's also explaining when she learned that she wanted to be an author and everything in her childhood and her upbringing. And her upbringing wasn't so great. Her mother and father had a one-night stand, and her mom got pregnant, and her father came from money. He was in school to be a doctor, and after she got pregnant, his parents were like, well, we don't believe in abortion, we don't believe in having a child out of wedlock, so you're gonna marry this girl and you're gonna have this baby. So that's what they do. But when Amelia's mom is pregnant and she's a stay-at-home mom living good, obviously he's a provider, he's a huge narcissist, and he expects the house to be always clean, his things always folded, food is always ready, that kind of man. And so she just finds herself in this depressing life, even though she has it all, she wants love and she never got it. So when Amelia is 5, her grandparents pass away. His mother passes away. And when she's 9, the father passes away. So now the dad has no one to, pretty much has no one to disappoint. So he decides, finally, my parents are passed away. They don't have to threaten me that they're not going to give me money anymore because they're gone. Because they were like, oh, if you don't do this, we're not going to support you in your school and going to school or your life anymore. And obviously, like, he needs the money. So he decides, oh, hell no. So I'm going to marry this girl. I'm going to do whatever I have to do because they're going to cut me out if not. So finally, the mom dies. Then the dad dies. And after literally leaving the funeral, this man is like, you got to go. Take the girl with you. You can have full custody. Take the car. That's all I'm giving you. And he literally moves in his girlfriend right after. And so that's just a little of dash of what the hell is going on. And our female main character, Amelia, she is very relatable, very spunky, very snarky and sarcastic, and I'm really liking her. And I'm on chapter 3 now, and now is when we're getting the husband's POV of Amelia. The one before is Amelia's mom and her dad. So now, current time, Amelia kind of went ghost. She shut her phone off after she got to the airport. She's like, I'm going to make him sweat. I want him to worry about me and all this stuff. So when she lands to her mom's state, I think in California, she gets there, it's like 1 or 11 at night or something like that. She sends him the video. So now we're on chapter 3, her husband's POV. So now Brad is like where is she? She hasn't reached out to me. This is not like her, blah, blah, blah. And Amelia is this now pretty well-known author. She makes great money. Like she's definitely made a name for herself. So he's like, man, she hasn't, her phone is off, something's wrong, this and that. He's now seeing the video and he's like, fuck. So far this freaking book is so good. And I believe this author is an indie author. She did send me her book because the first line, and I showed you guys a little b-roll of it, that's what pretty much sold me. The first line is, there he is, my loving husband, balls deep in his secretary. When a book starts like that, I need it. I need to read it. I need to know what the heck is going on. So immediately sold. So yeah, so far, and I do have it on my Kindle as well, so I did start reading it this morning during my walk. But yeah, I'm just gonna read a little bit more before I have to go to work, and I'll give you guys an update when I have one. Hi friends, don't mind my oily face. Oh my gosh, it's so hot and I'm such an oily girl. I wanted to give you guys an update on Deceitful Reflection. This is so good. Like, and I have never heard nobody talk about this. This is so good, and I'm gonna be telling everyone about it. I'm hoping the ending really packs a punch, but so far, literally, it's so fast-paced, short chapters, very intriguing, great storytelling, great writing, like everything. It's so good. And I don't know where this is going because I only know like a very little bit from what I told you guys about. That's all I knew. And I'm just hoping this packs a punch, but it's definitely giving character driven, which I also love. So yeah, this is feeling so good. I'll let you guys know when I have more thoughts, but so far I'm still loving it. Deceitful Reflection. I devoured this book. I don't know what it was. Like, the writing was just so easy to read. It's one of those books that has a story that feels so compelling, but there's not a lot of like things going on. And we're following, you know, the wife and the husband's POV. We occasionally get somebody else. I don't really want to say too much. This definitely had some sprinkles of twist throughout, which I did like. The pacing was really well done. Like I said, I didn't feel very bored at all reading this book. Now, I will say it is kind of predictable. Although it was predictable and I did predict what was going to happen and what was unfolding, I still had a good time. I really enjoyed it. The ending was satisfying. Everything wrapped around. My only gripes were that it was, you know, predictable. And another thing too, while we're getting the wife's POV and her point of view of a situation, we're, you know, getting all the details. And then when we get the husband's POV for the same situation that happened, we're kind of getting the same story. There was not any really new information. So I felt like it was a little bit repetitive in that sense. But other than those two things, I had a good time. It does have like a drama sense to it, but it still had some twists in it that I just wanted to keep reading to see what was going on. So I did have a good time with this. I wound up rating this a 4-star, and I felt like I was being grabbed throughout the whole book. So I would highly recommend this, especially if you like a domestic thriller. I don't know, I'm just in such a mood for reading. I finished The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I'm so sad to report that I am so underwhelmed by this book. I rated it a 3-star. I truly, truly thought this was going to be a 5-star. This was definitely a 5-star prediction. We're following 3 POVs and 3 different timelines, and I love anything to do with like historical timelines, like all that stuff. So I just thought I was gonna really enjoy this. With the 3 POVs, the first one being Minerva, I think her name is. She's a college student studying literature. I forgot the proper term for it. So she's doing research on these famous authors. And in her research, she finds out that one of the authors knew a girl that disappeared. And there's a woman that is very rich and prestige in the town, and this woman knew one of the girls. So she goes to her trying to get like information from her, and the lady is pretty much very rude, very mean, very standoffish, and she's like, you know what, who did you say you were again? And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll let you look at all my papers and all the, you know, information documents and all that, but it's only when I say, and you have to make an appointment. She's looking through all this research, and she gets all this information on this author, and that is the next POV that we get in 1935 or 1938. We're getting that POV of the author and what happened to the girl that disappeared. And then we're also getting 1903 or 1908 of Minerva's grandma's POV when she was young. And Minerva has a lineage of witches. We're trying to figure out what happened to the girl, why did she go missing? And we're just figuring out about like this lineage. This just felt like very hard to read. I had to force myself to finish it. And I know that sounds sounds bad, but I just needed to know maybe the ending would pack a punch. And although it wasn't bad, you know, I just felt like I wanted more of the witch element. The witch element was like, I felt like in the background, like although they were talking about it, there was just nothing happening in regards to the witch. Like I wanted to see powers. I wanted to see like some type of like supernatural thing. And we got a few moments like that, and I loved those moments, and that's why I rated it a 3-star, not under that. But I wanted more. I wanted more of that, and just the storyline alone, I was like, oh my god, this is so boring. Like they could have done so much more with the storyline, and I felt like it was very average. Like it didn't grip me, you know. So unfortunately, it wasn't as good as I thought. It was still okay. I'm glad I read it. I just wanted more, unfortunately. So there's that. Now, I did actually just start An Evil Premise, and I forgot the author's name, but I'll put it on the screen. This is so good so far. I'm only like an hour in the audio because I got the audio on Libby, and this is so good so far. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it grab me, and I just love when a book does that. So in this story, from what I'm gathering, there's a woman that we're following. Her name is Jewel. She gets a phone call from the hospital or the police saying that her sister got hit by a car and she is now in a coma. So obviously Jewel goes to see her sister. They don't really have a strong relationship. It seems like they haven't talked in a while. So she goes to the hospital, she sees her sister, and her sister doesn't look very good at all. But her sister is a very famous author. And Jewel herself is an author as well. She has published, or she has written 3 books, but unfortunately hasn't got the chance to be published or, you know, had the chance to be known. She sees her sister. She's like, what the hell? And she's talking to the doctor, and she's like, what happened? And he's like, you know, your sister got hit by a car. It seems like she was running away from something, and we believe that there was a possible burglary at her house. That's all we know. So she goes to her sister's house to kind of see what's going on, see if there's anything missing or, you know, whatever. And she's just trying to figure out what the heck happened to her sister, because not only did she get hit by a car, and she obviously looks like she did, but she also has this weird rash around her body. And the way they describe it in the audio, it sounded so nasty. Like there was pus and it did not sound good. And the audio is very, very well done. The narrator is doing a great job being animated in a great way. So when they were explaining that, it was very disgusting. And Jewel's just like, what the hell? They're saying it's an allergic reaction, but I've never seen an allergic reaction like that. Like that looks like disgusting or whatever. So she's just like trying to wrap her head around what's going on around her. And then she gets a call at her sister's house, her sister's phone, and it's her publisher, her agent. So Jewel's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but my sister, she got hit by a car and she's in a coma right now. And the publisher's like, I'm so sorry to hear that, but she needs to, her deadline for her book is up. Like, I need to get this finished copy of this book or she's gonna have to pay everything back, and your sister is broke. And she's like, what do you mean she's broke? She's supposed to be rich. And she's like, nope, she's not, and she really needs to get this book done so she can get paid. And so Jewel kind of takes it upon herself to finish her sister's book for her. And there, you know, the plot goes. I'm not sure what happens after that. That's all I know about the story, and that's where I'm at right now. She's now talking to the publisher from where I left off. And oh boy, this is feeling very, very good. It's feeling very suspenseful. It's feeling very eerie. And I'm just really, really liking the atmosphere of it and the setting. So far, sounds really good. I'm excited to get into it. I did get my monthly cycle today, and when I tell you, it's kicking my ass. I have had cramps since like 4 in the morning. Like, it literally woke me up, and I was I even took a Tylenol and didn't even help me. And I normally don't get cramps like that, but needless to say, my energy is a little low, and I'm feeling it. I just had some coffee, so I got some energy, some good energy, and I've been just relaxing. So I was like, you know what? Let's put a little makeup on. Let's put her hair in some braids, because I'm actually getting my hair done this weekend. My husband texted me and he's like, go get your hair done this weekend. And I'm like, oh? I'm like, are we going somewhere? He goes, maybe. That's how you do it. You literally just tell your wife, tell your girlfriend, like, be ready at this time. This is what, you don't need to know anything else. Like, I love it. I love those surprises. I haven't had my hair done, like, professionally since I was like a teenager, because I did have a friend where I used to live, and she used to do my hair. She went to school and everything like that, so she was obviously a professional, but like, I haven't been to a salon in a long time, and I'm trying to go back to my natural hair. So I'm doing like a blend of my natural hair with a little bit of, you know, a little spice with it. So I'm just excited to get my hair done and kind of just revamp. Got my new little hat. Look how cute this freaking hat is. It's so cute. I love it. I'm gonna be wearing it like every day until Halloween. I actually got my Aardvark box yesterday, and oh, I'm so excited. So Aardvark does this thing, or actually I think this is their first year doing it, and it is One Bad Night and Other Stories. So this has a whole bunch of short stories, and this is Aardvark. Like, Aardvark published this. This is so cool. And it has stories by a whole bunch of well-known authors like Rachel Harrison, Jennifer Thorne, CJ Lee, Stephen Graham Jones. So I just thought that was really cool. I have read a couple of things from Rachel Harrison. I do like her, but I've never read from anyone else. So I'm excited to see if I like them and see if they'll be the author for me, and if I want to keep reading some of their books. I love short stories because it's a great taste test to see if you would like certain authors. So I'm eager to get into this. I might read a couple short stories before work. And then the other book that I got was The Mad Wife by Megan Church. And the cover actually is the reason why I got it, because I just love this cover. It seems happy, but then behind the scenes you could tell deep dark stuff happens. I don't know, like, that's what I'm getting. And right on the front it says, a haunting, hopeful tale of resilience, reckoning, redemptive power of truth. And that was Sarah Penner. Yeah, stirring tribute to strength of women. Y'all know how much I love a feminist book, so this sounds right up my alley. I can't wait to dive into this one. But yeah, those are what I got for my Aardvark this month. I think that is all for this update. I will check in with you guys when I have more thoughts on An Evil Premise. Good morning, friends. I did not vlog all weekend because honestly, I didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. I was feeling so lazy, and I did get my hair done during the weekend. So I told her I wanted some dimension in between, but it matching my roots so that, you know, eventually it'll just grow out and, you know, be more healthier. And I love it. She gave me a little bit of a trim and she blew it out for me, and I'm just so obsessed. I feel so good. I was feeling so like, ugh, recently, and I just needed a little bit of a refresh, and I feel so pretty. Reading updates. Even though I didn't pick up the camera all weekend, I was reading all weekend. I was in such a reading mood, And I wound up finishing, two books, and one of them being An Evil Premise. And I am happy to report this is a 4.5-star read. This was so good. It was so mind-bending. I did not expect this to be so mind-bending. It was kind of giving me the feeling of We Used to Live Here by, I always forget his name, Marcus Kluwer. I think that's his name. I love that book. That is like the most mind-bending, craziest book I've ever read. It was so, so good. And this one was giving me the same feeling as for like, you don't know who to believe, you don't know what to believe. Is this reality? Is this not? Like, it was so good. Jewel, she was a character. That's all I'm gonna say, because I really don't want to spoil anything. I think you should really just go into it fairly blind, because the ending, I was just like, what? Like, what is going on? Such a good feeling, such a good book. It was twisty, bingeable, and just very well done. The audiobook was phenomenal, and I highly recommend this one. It was really, really good. And then after that, I was watching a booktuber, and she read this novella that sounded really good, and she rated it 5 stars, and I'm like, wow, she's pretty picky with her 5 stars, so I was intrigued. So, and it is on Kindle Unlimited, and it's called Wilted Lilies, and I think the author is Kelly Owen. I've never heard of this author, never heard of this book before, and so I started reading it. I went into it blind. I didn't really know what the heck it was about. I knew it was like a supernatural horror, I guess. That's all I knew. And in this book, we're following Lily May. She's 15 years old. She lives in a very small country town. Lily May has abilities. She can see the dead, speak to the dead, and hear living thoughts of living people. She's had it since she was a little girl, and she tried to save someone in the town. When she was hearing her thoughts, she was gonna unalive herself, and so she was like, no, I can't. I would feel responsible if I didn't do anything, and if I didn't step, in between what's going on. So she's thinking, I'm saving this person, I'm helping her, and the lady winds up not liking that she helped. After that, the town kind of looks at her and her family and like shuns her and her family, because they think that she's like this demonic force and her powers are from the devil and stuff, and it's ridiculous. So she's very isolated, she's very lonely, she gets bullied, and you kind of feel for Lily May, like she's this innocent girl that just wants good out of people, she wants to help people. And the way the story is being told, she is actually speaking with a detective because something transpired, which is the story that we're getting told. We don't know what transpired. And she's like, well, I have to tell you from the beginning so you can understand the end. And I love books that are told like that. Like someone's telling you a story. It just makes it feel so much more like edge of your seat feeling. And this definitely gave that. I ate this book up. It's 98 pages. So good. And there is a sequel that is over 200 pages. So I did start that. I'm 50% into the second book, and this is giving more of an academic setting. And it's definitely a lot different from the first book, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it as much, but I'm still having a good time with it. I'm eager to see how it's gonna kind of close out. But this book is so good. If you're craving like a ghost supernatural with a murder mystery as well, and just short, sweet, straight to the point, I highly recommend this one. I rated it 4.5 stars. It was so good. Never heard of it, and I just love finding books that I don't really hear, and they wound up becoming such great books. So that's always a good feeling. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, I highly recommend it. This book, just for a warning, doesn't have any chapters. It's literally like that's it. It's just you read it, and so if you don't like no chapter books, it didn't bother me at all because it read so fast. Like I didn't even care. I just wanted to know what was going on. Like my eyes were glued to my Kindle. Also, let me know if you like this setup, because I love this setup here. I feel like it just gives more cozy vibes. I don't know. If you like it, let me know. And also I was reading in between, like right before bed. I was kind of reading a chapter before bed for the whole weekend, and I read 3 short stories from here, and I did briefly talk about this in my last check-in, I think. This is an Aardvark published anthology book, and it has 8 short stories from 8 horror authors, and I love it. I love short stories. I feel like they're such great palate cleansers, great to get you out of a little bit of a slumpy mood. I did read 3 of them, which were, let me see. The first one I read was Lady Jawbone, and this is by Kaylee Lee Baker. I've never read anything from this author. And in this story, actually, out of the 3 that I read so far, this one was my favorite. I thought it was very atmospheric, and it is a what is it, like a post-apocalyptic. And we're following a young girl and her brother and a few other young people, and apparently they live in a time where there's no light, and they work at a factory with her brother and a few other children. Apparently where they are right now, there's nothing else in the world, but what they're doing in the factory is making matches, like fire matches, and they haven't seen the light, like sun, since they were pretty much born. This has always been their life. This is all they've ever known. They work really hard in the factory. You could tell they're very sheltered. It's kind of giving like prison vibes, to be honest. And so she's just telling her story and how she dreams of hopefully one day going and venturing out and maybe finding a different world than where she's living. And it's very dreary. It's very like sad, but it's also very interesting. And just the writing style I love from this author. One sentence that I tabbed, and she's like, "But I can't remember love. That's just another thing the darkness has devoured." And oh gosh, it's just like, I don't know, it feels very deep. There's another one too. She goes, "It's easy to forget in the dark. The darkness eats and eats." And I don't know, I really like that kind of writing style, especially in a horror. And this has body horror, very, very descriptive body horror that I was like, oh my gosh, so good, so good. And so they work at the factory. Every day is the same day. Literally, they wake up, they eat, or they wake up, they work, they eat, they go to sleep, and rinse and repeat. And so very sad life. One day, a new girl comes into the factory, and she is now roommating with the brother and the sister. And this girl is very creepy. From how they describe her, she's very, very creepy. I was like, oh, and I was reading this at night, which gave me even more creepy feeling. And so, you know, the young girl is very interested in her because she looks like she's seen the sun. Like, she looks very rejuvenated. She doesn't look like everyone else. They're down and out. And so she's like, where did you come from? And, you know, asking her all these questions. And the girl's just like being very ominous. She's like, don't worry, you'll see it soon. Like, giving her little hints of like, there's something else, you know, there's something that's gonna happen here. And so the young girl is very, very, very interested on like what the heck is going on. And not only that, but while they're working in the factory and making these matches, the new girl is literally eating the matches. And it is so crazy. I'm like, ew, what the hell is going on? And so it's just like, you don't know what is going on, but it's just the atmosphere was so, so good. And at the end, you figure out like kind of what is going on. I honestly wish this was longer because it ended in such like a, oh my God, but what happened, you know? And I wanted to know what happened. But so good, such a good time. The next one was Rachel Harrison, and I have read a book from Rachel Harrison, and I did like her, so I was happy that that was the next one. And it's called The Necromancer's Guide to Reconnecting with an Ex. And this is kind of like rom-com vibes with like paranormal element. And I thought this was cute. This was really cute. We're just following a girl. She can see dead people, and she can speak to dead people. And she could bring dead people back to life. Following her, she's telling her story. One day, she's waking up or she's going to sleep. Her ex-boyfriend appears at the edge of her bed as a ghost. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't even know you were sick. Like, I didn't even know you died. And they were together 10 years ago. And that was like her first love. And so she's kind of like telling the story of how they became and their love story. She's trying to figure out like, why are you here? Kind of like shooting his shot with her, even though he's a ghost. So I just thought this was really funny. It was just okay. I think I'd probably rate this story like, I think I'd rate it like a 3.75. The first one that I read, I would probably rate that one like a 4.25. It was really good. And then the next one was like very weird. I was like, what the hell is going on? It's kind of like marine horror. Dang, I don't know. I know it's like called something else, but marine horror, because it's dealing with like fish and stuff like that. And although the description of the creepy fish that they talk about in the story was really good, like I can envision it and I can just feel the ooh, like ew, that's nasty. And you can definitely feel the atmosphere. This is Red Tide by CJ Lead. And I think this was probably my least favorite one. I'd rate this like a 3.25. Still good, but not as good as the other two that I read. And in this one, we're following a woman that is leaving a past, and she pretty much drove cross country as far as she can go to have a new beginning because she just cannot settle down. She is such a free spirit, and she's leaving her fiance, and she just left him up in the middle of the night, and she's like, I can't do this. Like, she felt suffocated, you know, like she doesn't think that she can live a life of like a wife, a mother, and just stay in one place. So she just takes the leap and she leaves. So now her starting this new life in California, she gets a job at an aquarium, just like cleaning the tanks and just kind of doing the gruddy work. And while she's doing that, she's just explaining certain metaphors in regards to like the fishes and stuff, which I did enjoy. And the red tide has come to California, and creepy fish just comes about. One of the marine biologists that works at the aquarium, she's like looking at the fish to see like what the hell is it, because it looks so weird. And she's like, maybe it's a specter fish. And so our main character, she's like, what the heck is that? And she's like, the specter fish is said to enjoy eating hearts and eyeballs, tearing flesh from limbs, and leaving mangled corpses on the shore. They travel, never stopping for long, always moving, and while they are most often seen in school, occasionally one is spotted on its own. It is said if someone sees a specter fish, death has come for them. Specterfish are known to be lethal hunters. Nothing can outswim them. And while many have been spotted, no specterfish has ever been caught. So she's like, ew, oh my gosh. So it's kind of like this fairy story that people tell, but is not real. And so they're like, okay, whatever, just toss it. It's dead. Throw it out. Like, we don't want to deal with it anymore. But the fish winds up biting our main character. And after that, things just get a little crazy. And I just felt like the ending was like, wow, okay, like, what the hell was that about? So you definitely have to suspend your disbelief for sure. But yeah, so far, I'm really, really enjoying reading this, like just at night and just a cozy little read. I gotta head out. I think I'm gonna try a new cafe, so I might take you guys along with me to read, and I will check in with you guys later. Also forgot to mention, I started the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, such a long name, by Philip Fracassi. This is a new release, and I actually put a notification on my Libby to let me know when it was available. And so I started that on Friday, I believe, but I was so consumed with all the other books I was physically reading on the weekend, so I kind of left that for like during the week. And I'll definitely be finishing that today. And this is a slasher set in a retirement home, and we're following a bunch of people, more mature people in their 70s and 80s. And this is definitely giving like cozy slasher, giving not only the slasher, and it's pretty gory, I gotta say, but you're also getting all the POVs of the victims and also majority of the people staying at the retirement home. And you do have to feel a little bit of like sentiment for them, because we're dealing with people that their kids don't see them really as much as they would like. They feel like their life is kind of like drifting off. It explores themes of like aging, friendship, and resilience with the slasher narrative, and I do like that. This recently read the book, I'll put it on the screen, I totally forgot the name of it, but that one was just like okay in my opinion. It was like too long and it kind of got repetitive and a little bit cheesy for me. But this one, we're kind of the same concept, you know, we're following a more mature crowd, and it's like a slasher, like serial killers on the loose, and I'm liking this one a lot better. And on top of that, the audiobook narrator for this book is January Lavoie, and she is one of my favorite audiobook narrators. She's done both of the Nora Roberts books that I absolutely loved, Mind Games and Hidden Nature. She did both of those audiobooks, and I just love how she tells a story. She's very animated in the best way, and just the way she says the story is very compelling and just makes you pay attention. I really love her audiobooks. The main character that we're following is Rose, and she's a spirited woman in her late 70s. I really like her. She's very like the mother hen of the retirement home. She loves everybody. She's always trying to make sure everyone's okay, taken care of, and she's pretty popular, you know. And this is obviously having this suspenseful mystery aspect of it because people from the retirement home are literally dying one by one. And so Rose is like, this, there has to be something else going on in here, and she's trying to figure it out on her own and with her friends, trying to get information and just trying to save her friends essentially. So it's definitely high stakes, but it's giving more of a cozy vibe versus like a slasher movie type of vibe. Even though it does get gory, like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some gore description in here that's like, oh, it's so sad because like these people are good people that are dying, and you're wondering who the hell is doing all this and why. So I'm eager to see the conclusion of this book. I'm feeling right now it's a 3.5. Unless the ending really packs that punch, I think it'll probably be a 4-star. We are on our way to the cafe. Never heard of this cafe before. I don't know if it's fairly new. It has to be because I'm always looking up new cafes in my area. This is in Tampa, and it's a gluten-free and vegan cafe with like breakfast items. And I'm dairy-free, but I try to eat cleaner, so, and I'm trying to eat more gluten-free options. So excited to go because the food looks so good, the atmosphere looks so good, and I'm just ready to like just read and have a little treat and have some coffee and just get that atmosphere going for me. I just got to the cafe. This is called Urban Jungalow, and this is just a few blocks away from Soho, and I love this area. It is such a nice area. If you are not from Tampa and you want to just walk around, go to bars, restaurants, Soho is like the perfect place to do that. I love cafes. I love finding new places I can read and instead of just being home all the time. I'm really hoping it's a welcoming atmosphere and I can make this one of my places to read because I just love getting coffee and getting a sweet treat. And usually when I go to a coffee shop, I can't get no sweet treats. I can't get nothing. I can probably get like a plain bagel. That's pretty much all I can get because I cannot eat dairy and my body just does not like a lot of things. So knowing that this place is gluten-free and vegan, I am stoked. I was vegan for 2 years. I still make my vegan recipes. I love vegan food. I'm just eager to see what they have on the menu and try and taste test it. And I'll let you guys know what I think. Guys, this place is so cute. I'm obsessed. I'm literally the only one here. They just opened up. They opened up a week ago. No wonder. I knew it because I'm always looking for new places and I have never heard of this one. This is so cute. I love the aesthetic. I love the colors. I love the cozy feeling, and everyone was very, very welcoming. I am so excited to have a new coffee shop in my area. Taste test. Needs more sugar, but it's good. Just left. That place is one of now my favorite places to go to, my favorite coffee shop. I am gonna try different coffee next time because pumpkin spice is just not for me. Every time I try it, and it's been years since I tried it, so that's why I wanted to just see if I would like it again, but it's just not for me. I can't do it. So I'm gonna try a different coffee tomorrow because I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and they had some delicious looking desserts that I definitely want to try. But that breakfast sandwich, absolutely phenomenal. The cashew cream cheese, Oh my gosh, if I could buy a jug of it, I would, because it was so delicious. I really, really liked it. The atmosphere was really nice too. And I just sat there and I read, and honestly, I started reading the Mad Wife, which I probably won't finish before this vlog ends, but it'll probably be in my next vlog, so stay tuned. But just reading the little bit that I did read in this book, I know I'm gonna feel a whole bunch of feelings, and I know I'm gonna resonate with it, because oh, I'm already feeling that, like, oh, just, you know, that feeling you get when you are gonna love a book. And yeah, so oh my god, this was such a win. I'm so excited that I came here. Hello, editing Chris here. I totally forgot to update you guys on the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre. Oh my god, that freaking title is way too long. Anyway, I finished it and I'm gonna give it a 4-star. It was really good. Like I was saying in my last check-in, I liked it. I felt like all of the characters were very unique in their own way, and it really delved into a lot of strong topics about like getting older and your kids having their own life, and kind of like not forgetting about you but not prioritizing you either. And it was really sad at times. I was feeling like I'll be your granddaughter. So that made me feel a lot of feelings. And I did like following the serial killer slasher, you know, thing that was happening in the retirement home. I loved our female main character. And to be honest, I think why I really geared towards this 4 and not like a 3.5 is the audiobook. I love the audiobook. The narrator, January Laveau, I think that's how you say her last name. She's phenomenal. It's truly phenomenal narrator. And she really just made this book pop. And I had a good time with it. I liked the ending. It wrapped around really nicely. And yeah, I enjoyed it. So yeah, 4-star. Just wanted to do that before I close out this video. I just got home from the coffee shop. Now I have to start getting ready for work, unfortunately. But I am going to close out the vlog here. I think this is going to be long enough. But in my next vlog, I will be reading this one since I did start it today. This book immediately gave me like 5-star vibes, almost like from the first page. And I love that feeling. So make sure you subscribe because this will be in my next reading vlog. And thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you have a beautiful day.